this swing, this car, these waves, this classroom, this piece of paper. Things that for some people may be the source of core memories remind me of near-death experiences. My whole childhood felt like walking through a minefield. Which is why I looked at my life through the Anxiety Vision Pros. These allowed me to see the dangers in life early on so I could be safe. The beauty of life doubles when two equally opposing forces hit each other head on and create this massive explosion. It was like one part of my life wanted to settle down, while the other part wanted to destroy everything that remotely reminded it of repetition. It used to feel like I was on a ski slope slipping without control, littered with mines that I couldn't avoid. It was death from all sides. You could see people like us. We live in a prison. This prison is called anxiety. So, where did this start? Imagine as a kid looking at the world like this, from way down below. Everything looks like fun and big.
There's a bashful little maiden and she has the cutest way.
But it was only until a blue bottle stung my mother that I realized the true power of the ocean. Or sitting in an exam performing horribly, leading to an embarrassment in front of my family. Or sitting in the backseat of a car that is tumbling down towards a huge open sewer. These events were the reminder of how bad things could be. And wearing these goggles, suddenly I was able to see what needed to be done to make sure that bad things like these never happened to me. There's a certain beauty in things being organized and put in the right way. The way they're so clean and sparkling, straight lines, clean surfaces, things organized by size, shape, and form. As the years progressed, anxiety became worse. Organizing things became my way of exerting control over my life. Anytime I would feel like I'm losing control over my life, my death vision would go off, and I'd feel like I was about to die. While one part of my mind wanted safety, the other was littered with fireworks. Finding beauty in science, in order, in seeing how things are connected, finding the beauty in language that we speak, watching a beautiful movie would show me how good life could be. And this is the point where the two distinct parts of my personality start to collide. One that seeks order and repetition, and the other that seeks to destroy all of that order. And this is when I realized that I need to break down my anxiety. I want to understand it, and after researching a bit, I found out that there's two types. One is natural, and the other is not. Let's talk about natural anxiety first. This comes from our ancestors, and it's part of us that we cannot change, because that's how we're programmed. A human being living in the jungle thousands of years ago had to deal with a lot of these threats. And these were the threats that were stored in the amygdala. Imagine walking down the street at night and you suddenly see this. It's sure to send you running down in the opposite direction. This is why we get so afraid. And that is why stages are lit and the audience isn't. It all stems from a self-belief. The core of my anxiety was the self-belief that I couldn't protect myself. In the class, I performed badly in exams, so I couldn't protect myself from being embarrassed. In the car, I couldn't protect myself from being slid into an open sewer by someone else. And on the beach, it was the fact that I couldn't protect myself by getting stung from a blue bottle or being washed away by the beach. But in all these scenarios, if you look closely, you will see that this is the perspective of a little child as she's looking up at this really big world. So the mind confuses these scenarios with seeing a wolf's eyes in the dead of the night. So, although time had passed, my body and my mind felt like if these scenarios were to come up again, they would pan out in the exact same way like it happened in the past. But what I often fail to recognize is the fact that I'm choosing to ignore very specific circumstantial situations. On the car, for example, my uncle maybe was driving a bit too fast. Maybe a guy just came up and cut him on the wrong side of the road. Maybe on the beach, my mother knew that it was blue bottle season, but she wanted to be a little spirited. Something she could have avoided by just wearing slippers. And on my exam, I could have just studied. Maybe I was nervous. Maybe I was just sleepy. When I started breaking down these circumstances and started realizing what actions I could have changed, suddenly the fear subsided, and that is for a reason. For kids, the world is a magical paradise. Adults have always been this old, trees have always been this tall, roads have always been this fast and dangerous, and there's no correlation between action and result. And if there's no relation between action and result, well, any situation can turn into magical, bad, sad, angry, beautiful, or dangerous. And as adults who look at the world from top down, know that an action leads to a result. And if we expand this thinking to our deepest fears, we can just as easily detach from our fears and end up in a world where there is no fear or anxiety and only fireworks to look at and pursue. And of course, this is all easier said than done. I myself am realizing it at the age of 27. So if you struggle with similar things, like me, why don't you join my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, ring the bell, and also join the Reddit community, because I want to gather together all the people like us who struggle with similar issues to help each other achieve our dreams. So Mindscreen is not just a place where you just watch a video and you move on. Mindscreen is a place that stays with you in your heart, and Mindscreen is a community that stays with you when you need it the most. So join our Reddit, subscribe to YouTube, and I'll see you very, very soon.